Testing 1, 2, 3, testing.
Thanks, Coach. Go, Charles. Ready? Am I? Okay, here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wayne Hills High School for this evening's playoff contest between the visiting Hornets of Passaic Valley High School and your Wayne Hills Patriots. Today's contest is being conducted according to the rules of the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association. These rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated and could subject the violator to ejection and may result in penalties being assessed against your team. Everyone is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this competition at a high level of good sportsmanship. Fans, coaches, and players are expected to treat the opponent, the officials, and other fans with respect and courtesy. Their safety and comfort should never be endangered. Fans, coaches, and players are expected to make good sportsmanship a priority at all times. We take pride in the efforts of our athletes, the leadership of our coaches, and the support of our fans. Enjoy the game. Inability to comply with these simple requests will cause you to lose the privilege of watching this event. And parents and guardians, please be reminded to supervise your children at all times. Please ensure that small children remain towards the lower level of the bleachers. Any running or other playing on the bleachers is strongly discouraged and actually prohibited. Then let's welcome the Passaic Valley Hornets. And now the starting defensive lineup for the Wayne Hills Patriots. At defensive end, number 19, Sean George. At defensive tackle, number 56, Evan Tybel, number 56. At defensive tackle, number 72, Vinny Romano, number 72. corner, number 2, Braden Beret, number 2. At safety, number 11, Cherno St. Paul, number 11. At corner, number 1, Vasily Vasilakov, number 1. And at safety, number 3, David Van Hook, number 3. And let us welcome the rest of the Patriot squad. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to the playing of our national anthem, let us take a moment for a special commemoration. Tuesday, November the 11th, commemorates Veterans Day. During the playing of our national anthem, let us reflect upon the sacrifices of so many in the defense of our nation's freedom. At the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., commonly referred to as the Wall, it is a customary practice to trace the name of a veteran who has made the supreme sacrifice. One such individual who traced the name then penned these very appropriate words. I remember when our country lost many good men. As the years have gone by, let us not forget those who did die. When I visited the Wall, so much emotion did stand tall. Then I traced the name, perhaps to give it a sort of theme. So long ago, so many Decembers, how important it is that one remembers. Thank you. And now the Patriot Marching Band, if you will all rise, will play our national anthem. The officials in tonight's game, the referee Frank Ameo.
Welcome to Patriots Stadium. It's the sectional semifinal of the postseason as the 8-2 seeded Patriots take on the 6-3 seeded Hornets of Passaic Valley. I'm Michael Cantilli, and I'm pleased to be joined alongside my broadcast partners Owen Gaddis and Brandon Stone. So last week, Wayne Hills narrowly beat Sparta 21-20, and Sparta nearly won the game on a successful two-point conversion that on a pass that was broken up by Vasily Vasilopoulos. Brandon, what did you see in that game, and what are you looking to see from Wayne Hills in this game?
I saw Wayne Hills' offense that really struggled to get any going for a large majority of the game. Their offense has been very consistent this year. They've scored over 28 points in every other game but this one. They managed to pull out the win, but it was very tight. Their defense, while strong for the majority of the game, folded a bit in that fourth quarter, giving up 13 points in 6 minutes and almost putting them in a situation where they would have had to go to overtime. So they're looking to tighten up both offensive and defense. There's a lot of work they need to do going into this game, but they've shown that they can and will throughout the year. All
right, what are you looking to see from Wayne Hills here in this game?
Well, Vasily Vasilopoulos coming off a great game with that pass breakup. We obviously have felt his absence ever since that Old Japan game, especially in that Old Japan game. There was a great absence there, so it is great to have him back. He's been playing great, and I'm excited to see what he can do today.
Yeah, so both captains, all the captains came out for the coin toss, and I believe Wayne Hills is kicking off. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, Wayne Hills is known for their fast starts. They didn't really have a fast start against Sparta last week. It took them a while to get on the board. They took them to the second quarter to score their first touchdown. And it was a windy game. They were battling the elements, and I am wrong. Wayne Hills will start with the football, and the Hornets will kick off to the Patriots.
Number 3, David Van Hook is deep to return the kickoff by number 18.
If Wayne Hills wins this game, they then go to a sectional final in which they would play either West Milford or Old Japan, who is also playing tonight. And with the way Old Japan season has gone, it will most likely be the Golden Knights, as Benvenuti will kick off. A little short there. It's returned from about the 25-yard line. That's Veray, and he is tackled just past the 35-yard line. Now let's take a look at offensive starters for Wayne Hills.
Kyle DiArgenio, the Tunistai.
Vincent Romano, Tunistai Elementary.
Mike Fitzsimmons, Pines Lake Elementary.
Ethan Zakarski, Pines Lake Elementary. James Wolf, IHM.
David Van Hook, Tunistai Elementary.
Evan Tybel, Tunistai Elementary.
Bryn Veray, Clifton Elementary School 8.
Mona Fall, Tunistai Elementary.
Cherno St. Paul, APT Elementary.
Evan Rappaport, Tunistai Elementary.
Chase Canning, APT Elementary.
Anthony Cuccinello, Tunistai Elementary.
Matthew May, the James Fallon Elementary.
Johnny Krause, Pines Lake Elementary.
Here's Fitzsimmons taking the snap. He hands it off to Zakarski. Zakarski has a big hole and picks up a considerable gain there of about 9, nearly getting that first down. And he will get that first down, and he will move the chains on the first possession, on the first play for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, aside from a big 70-yard run, Zaharski was kept under wraps for the most part last week. He struggled to get anything going in game without a lot of offense. Right there, he gets 10 yards in his first run, and that is definitely a positive sign the Patriots are looking for.
And so here are the Patriots now, almost at midfield after one play. Van Hook in motion on the outside. Fitzsimmons back to pass. He's going to fire deep for Van Hook. He's got him! Van Hook into the end zone. Touchdown, Wayne Hills. Early score for the Patriots.
And that one, Mike Fitzsimmons could see immediately. He had 2 receivers lined up on the left, only one guy, and a free safety way deep. David Van Hook is just too fast. He will burn you every single time in that situation, and he gets in there for the easy score.
David Van Hook was simply wide open. No one in the general area of him ran right past his defender. What a great play by the Wayne Hills offense, especially to do that on only their second play of scrimmage.
So here's May now to kick the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good, and Wayne Hills now leads 7-0, just 44 seconds into this sectional semifinal.
you were just talking about fast starts, and here it is. 2 plays, touchdown, and Wayne Hills is looking great on offense so far.
Yeah, that may be Wayne Hill's fastest score of the season there. Just an electric start for the Patriots.
Well, definitely you can give a lot of credit to David Van Hook on that play. There was a major lapse in defensive coverage right there. Complete defensive breakdown. 2 receivers lined up on the left. Two of the Wayne Hill's best receivers, mind you. That's just not ever going to work for any team. So they've got to tighten up on defense. Maybe there's a miscommunication there, but either way, something's got to change the next drive if they want to not get completely destroyed.
Yeah, you can't guard David Van Hook one-on-one. I mean, unless you're one of the best corners in the state, I really don't see a scenario where you don't get burned. I mean, he's one of the fastest receivers in North Jersey, and there's a reason why he leads this team with total touchdowns. So May will give the ball to the Hornets, and the Hornets, last time they played the Patriots, had their starting quarterback injured, as it's a little bit of a squib there. And it's returned by Hulev, who tries to break to the outside, finds a hole, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, but is brought down just past the 30-yard line. Now let's take a look at defensive starters for Wayne Hills.
Troy Demikoff, School 16, Clifton.
Colin Murray, James Fallon Elementary.
Sean George, APT Elementary.
Vasily Vasilopoulos, APT.
Luke Bacchioni, Tunistai Elementary.
Mona Fall, Tunisda Elementary.
Anthony Perez, Tunisda Elementary.
Evan Tybel, Tunisda Elementary.
David Van Hook, Tunisda Elementary.
Braden Veray, Clifton Elementary School 8.
Evan Rappaport, Tunisda Elementary.
Anthony Cuccinello, Tunisda Elementary.
So here are the Hornets now. First offensive possession for them. Bagnolo in at quarterback, motion at the line, and looks like there was some movement from the Hornets offensive line, and that'll back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, in Passaic Valley's first game of the season against Wayne Hills, a game which Wayne Hills won 35-14. Passaic Valley struggled with a lot of false starts and pre-snap penalties, and right there they're seeming to do this exact same thing again. They'll once again have to change things up. They don't want to just make the same mistakes of the previous game.
So here are the Hornets now after the penalty, 1st and 15. Lewis motion. Bagnolo fakes the pitch, rolls out, play action here. Fires, it's a low pass. And they're saying it's intercepted. I believe that was intercepted. What a play by the Wayne Hills defense, and they immediately have the ball back.
That one seemed to bounce off the hands of Berardi, and apparently it was picked off. It was hard to see, but that is an incredible play. Offense starts out hot, defense starts out hot. Can't do much better than that.
Yeah, Braden Veray is such an incredible free safety, as right there he shows off the vision and sticking with the play. And even though the play looked dead, he saw the ball was in the air and he was able to scoop that one up for the tick off.
Yeah, I thought it was an incomplete pass. I didn't even see the ball get tipped. And that's just a great heads-up play by Veray there. And now Wayne Hills has great field position at the 25-yard line now. And we're just only 2 minutes into this game, and Wayne Hills might tack on their second touchdown. It's Wolf. The pitch to Zakarski. Zakarski breaking outside, down the right side. Trucks a defender and steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Zakarski absolutely destroying these defenders, just running all over them. Usually we see his elusiveness, and Rappaport is the one who usually comes in with the big power plays, but I believe Rappaport is out for this game, so it's good to see that he is stepping up into Rappaport's sort of positional archetype.
I mean, Zaharski is a versatile back. He can burn you both with speed on the outside or with some power on the inside. It is very difficult for defenders to get in front of him.
2nd and 1 now for the Patriots. Van Hook comes in motion. Wolf throws the screen. Van Hook breaks outside. He has the left sideline, and he is tackled out of bounds inside the 5-yard line, but there is a penalty marker down on the field, and this may be backing Hills up.
I believe it is going to be a holding call on the wide receiver who was blocking for Van Hook. He seemed to have a bit of a grab on the jersey there.
Yeah, so it is a holding penalty against the offense there, and that will back them up, I believe, 10 yards. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Patriots.
Costly penalty, one of the few missteps they made in what's otherwise been a perfect start for the Patriots. Gotta imagine they'll try to go with some deep shots, or they'll let Zacharski run it a bit. I mean, it's still 2nd and 10, so still very manageable.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the season, Wayne Hills' penalty record has been mostly clean. It's very rare to see them get any penalties, if any penalties at all, throughout the course of a game. As it brings up 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11 for the Patriots now. Wolf takes the snap. He is going to take it himself. Play action, has nowhere to go, and he's going to take a sack. And that backs him up all the way to the 35-yard line. That's going to bring up about 3rd and 20 now for the Patriots.
Picarillo comes in there, and he just throws him to the ground. There was nowhere for him to run. Wolf had no one he liked open. He couldn't really find an option. And for Wayne Hills, right there, either A, they have to make sure they can't let anyone back into that backfield, or B, they got to get their receivers open quicker, maybe some faster routes, some curls, stuff like that are just able to develop quicker.
If you're Wayne Hills, you can look at this too. Is you can either try to get all 20 yards, or you can try to get enough to get into field goal range for Matt May.
And so here are the Patriots now. Wolf commanding the line. No one on the left side of the field. Wolf takes the snap, back to pass. Wolf looking. Wolf is going to use his legs. Wolf using his legs. Wolf has the sideline, and he's going to just pick up that first down, I believe. What a run from James Wolf.
James Wolf has got some speed, and right there he shows off the legs, and he's able to scramble 20 yards in a play that looked completely busted.
Yeah, I'd just like to point out, this is a quarterback that can run. He doesn't look the fastest from up here, but trust me, he is pretty fast. I mean, we saw him score that 40-yard touchdown, 45-yard touchdown against Sparta to give them that 21-7 lead in that second half. But he was actually short. It's actually going to be 4th and 1 now, and the Patriots have elected to go for it. Wolf, the handoff. Zacharski is going to pick it up and get a little bit more, and he is just going to walk into the end zone. Wayne Hills comes out firing, and they now lead 13-0 with just 9.5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
A lot of credit there to Zacharski to see that open lane, but you also can't forget those big men, the O-linemen, creating that opportunity. Great blocking, and Zacharski, great eyes to get to the outside.
Yeah, Wayne Hill's offensive line is one of the best in the business. Even though they gave up that sack right there, they were able to come back, kept their tenacity renewed, and was able to create great blocking for Zacharski on that play.
So here is May now to make this a 14-point lead, and he sticks it. And Wayne Hills now leads by 2 scores, and we're not even 3 minutes here into this ball game.
If you're Wayne Hills, you could have not dreamed of a better start. 14-0. Less than 3 minutes into this game. I mean, what more can you ask for? If you're Passaic Valley, this is a nightmare start. Even though they lost big to Wayne Hills, they feel like they have the better pieces now, and they feel like they can provide a better front towards this Patriots team. But right now, they have yet to show it, and hopefully they're looking to orchestrate a much better offensive drive than they did on that previous possession. Yeah,
I'd just like to point out in Passaic Valley's win last week in the first round against Passaic Valley, they actually surmounted a 14-point deficit. So they're capable of coming back. I mean, Wayne Hills is obviously a much tougher opponent, but I'm just saying this is a team you should not count out. This is a team that Wayne Hills needs to be all gas, no break from start to finish. And I believe PV only ran 1 play on their first offensive possession, so it'll be 2 plays, excuse me. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here after that turnover.
The interception, the throw was a little low, but it was really just unlucky more than anything.
Yeah, it was a little unlucky, and it will be returned by Berardi. Berardi has a little bit of a hole there, but cannot make a lot happen with it as he just barely gets past the 25-yard line. So here is Passaic Valley now trying to make a little bit of magic happen as they just gave up 14 points in less than 3 minutes here. Bagnuolo and Corrington in the backfield. Bagnuolo, the handoff. Actually, no, he's going to keep it himself. And he's not really going to go anywhere. And he's brought down at the 30-yard line. Gain of 1, maybe 2 there.
When you run a read option where both options go the same direction, you hope your running back can serve as an extra blocker. And there, he's just absolutely flattened. So the quarterback's forced to take the inside lane, and he just runs right into the Wayne Hills defensive line. So not how the play was drawn up for the Hornets.
It is a positive gain nonetheless for PD as they come back to the line for the second play of the drive. Bagnuolo, the handoff. That's to Corrington, and he is still on his feet and out in front, almost down the left sideline. And he is brought down by Vasily Vasilopoulos. That was a great heads-up play there with the diving tackle.
On the last drive, we were talking about Zakarski's physicality. Now, let's talk about his physicality. Collinton just stiff-armed a man to the ground. Not many running backs can do that. He's looking a lot like Derrick Henry there, just running through defenders.
And he didn't just stiff-arm anyone. He stiff-armed Cherno St. Paul, a 6'5" man. He is very difficult to stop even on offense. So for the fact that he could do that while running the ball says a lot about his physicality. Doesn't look like the biggest guy in the field, but he has some strength.
Yeah, so here is PV now after the huge pickup. They're at the 30-yard line in enemy territory. Bagnuolo play action here. Rolls out, throw, and that is complete. And Corrington picks up a gain of about 5 there for the Hornets.
Smart play by Troy Demikoff there, the way he tackled. He tackled low because he knew Bacchioni was above him. So there we were able to get the high-low tackle where he's forced to stay, and he can't break the tackle like he did in that previous play.
Yeah, Corrington may have been the player of the game against Passaic Valley. I mean, he had that touchdown that really sparked that comeback. And, I mean, he was just running all over the Panthers last week. As here's PV now. Lewis in motion. That's Benvenuti in at quarterback. And he's going to try and QB sneak it himself. He's going to get a gain of 2, maybe 3 there.
When Wayne Hills last played Passaic Valley, Benvenuti was at quarterback, as we mentioned before. So we know he can throw the ball, and we know that also he did like to do a lot of quarterback keepers. He's a shifty man, and they can stuff him in at quarterback to do some trick plays. So that is a player to watch out here.
Yeah, so it's 3rd and about 5 now for the Hornets. Bagnuolo will check back into the game at quarterback. Lewis is to his right in the backfield. Bagnuolo back to pass, fires for the sideline. He was looking for Berardi. It's overthrown, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Hornets.
Another throwback to the past game between Wayne Hills and Passaic Valley. Berardi was the main target all game that day, and they seemed to try to go to him today. First pass to him was an interception. This one was just a little bit too high. The connection, not really there today.
Yeah, they're kind of forced to go for it on 4th down here, whether they like it or not, just out of the range of their kicker, but also not a case where you want to punt it away within your opponent's 30-yard line. So right here, they're going to have a play. We'll see if they throw the ball, which has not yielded any success whatsoever, or they'll run it, although they'll have to pick up 5 or 6. Either way, they're not in a great position right now.
Yeah, so 4th down. Bagnuolo with Lewis to his left in the backfield. Lewis then comes back to the line. Motion for Corrington. And Bagnuolo fires for, I believe, Redden, and that was incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Patriots will have the football.
Great pressure. He made sure to get all in his face, make sure to rush him out of the pocket, and in high school, a quarterback rush is almost guaranteed incompletion unless they have some 5-star prospect there. So if you can get him moving, a lot of the times, if he's on the run, it's going to be an incompletion. Great job by Wayne Hills.
Yeah, the only quarterbacks I've really seen be able to complete passes on their own accurately are James Wolf and Mike Fitzsimmons and maybe Jake Long from West Essex. Out of all the quarterbacks I've seen this year, only those 3 have been able to complete passes on the run.
And so here are the Patriots now their third offensive possession already, and we're not even halfway through this first quarter. Motion at the line for Battaglia. Fitzsimmons the handoff, and Zakarski picks up a pretty decent gain there, and he's going to move the chains for the Patriots.
Zakarski reminds me a lot of CJ2K, Chris Johnson. He's so shifty. You can just see him. He looks like a joystick. He's just going back and forth. It's so hard for defenders to get him down simply because, one, he's so physical, as we saw in the last drive, and two, he's speedy and can make those moves.
He can also change speeds so quickly. He can go from running straight downfield to juking across and back to straight within a snap.
Yeah, so here are the Patriots now with the first down pickup. Van Hook in motion. They're going to give it to Van Hook, who's down the left sideline, picks up the first down, and is pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And I believe he'll be moving the chains for the Patriots.
So far, this offense has been led by the two guys that have really been the key to this offense. I believe there's a penalty, but so far, this offense has been led by the two guys that have really led this offense all year, in Ethan Zaharski and David Van Hook. They've gotten contributions to other players for sure, but those two players have consistently ranked the top yard getters for this Patriots offense.
Yeah, so Van Hook's first down pickup is reversed, and it is a 10-yard penalty for holding against the Patriots. So that's going to put them back. That's going to bring up 1st and 15 now, I believe. So here are the Patriots now after the penalty. Fitzsimmons and Zakarski in the backfield together. Motion for St. Paul. It's a jet sweep. St. Paul trying to roll outside. Not a lot of room. And he's going to pick up a gain of about 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down for the Patriots.
Even after the play, Cherno not letting anyone get him to the ground. He just stands still, and I mean, with his 6'5" figure, as we mentioned before, it's very hard to bring him down.
Yeah, so 2nd and 5 now coming up for the Patriots. Fitzsimmons the handoff. Zakarski powering through. He's going to pick up that first down and a little bit more and move the chains for the Patriots. And there is, I believe, an injured Hornet down. That might be Benvenuti. I could be wrong, though. That is Benvenuti who is down. He is a key part of both the Hornets' offense and defense.
His absence not only will be felt, obviously, on defense as you see him playing there, but he's a very, very good wide receiver for them. Him being out of the game kind of creates Berardi as a sole #1 target. Obviously, they do have good other receivers in here, but the two main are Benvenuti and Berardi. So without Benvenuti, it seems like Berardi will be getting a lot more targets here.
And Benvenuti will get up, and he will walk off the field on his own accord. So hopefully nothing too serious, as he was the one who scored the game-winning touchdown against Passaic Valley to put them over the top and put them in this position to play for a sectional final.
On that last play, there was some impressive blocking from Mohamed Nofal. He stayed with Zaharski the entire time and able to provide block after block to clear the way for his running back.
So here are the Patriots now on 1st down, nearly at midfield, as we are 5 minutes here to go in the first quarter. Fitzsimmons, actually no, he's going to be back to pass. Fitzsimmons fires downfield. He was looking for Van Hook and just overthrows him a little bit. And it's going to bring up 2nd down for the Patriots.
It was a good look. I just feel like he was off his footing there, kind of going off his back foot, a little bit pressure coming from behind. So he sort of rushed that throw, and I feel like he could have maybe took a little half a second more, and that could have been an on-target throw.
I understand why he maybe threw it a little longer and he didn't want to underthrow because there was 2 guys right in front of him. So if he missed through that, it could have been intercepted. So a smart play to risk throwing it a little longer and get it incomplete instead of throwing it too short and getting it picked off.
So here are the Patriots now after the incompletion. Fitzsimmons, quick pass to Van Hook. Van Hook working on the outside. makes a man miss, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 6 there. That's going to bring up third down for the Patriots.
Berardi with an impressive play right there to tackle him and stick with him despite all the shiftiness. And he is an impressive player both on offense and defense for the Hornets.
The handoff to Zakarski. He powers through, and due to forward progress, I believe he got there, and he's going to move the chains for the Patriots.
That one looked sure down. He had multiple defenders coming in at him at the same time, but he just trucks him and reaches forward for every last yard and getting that first down. Very impressive running.
Yeah, Ethan Zaharski proves he can be an effective power back right there as he absolutely sends a man flat into the ground.
So here are the Patriots now in enemy territory, trying to put up their third score of only the first quarter. As here is Fitzsimmons, the handoff, Zakarski. Actually, no, Fitzsimmons is going to keep it himself, powering through, and he is brought down at the 35-yard line. Decent pickup for the QB.
I mean, we were just talking about Zakarski's power back runnings, but here we have Fitzsimmons trucking a man to the ground. When do you see a quarterback do that? Not that much. I think the only quarterback we talk about him a lot still, Jake Long, sort of haunts us.
Here's Fitzsimmons now passing. Quick fire to St. Paul. St. Paul is going to pick up that first down, and he's going to move the chains for Hills, and Hills is starting to move their offense down the field pretty quickly now.
Yeah, Wayne Hills is settling into a rhythm, not necessarily with these big, deep passes, but solid 5 or 6 yard gains on each play. And Passaic Valley, I mean, really only time Passaic Valley has stopped Wayne Hills is that one play where they sacked, which I believe that was James Wolf they sacked, or penalties. Other than that, Wayne Hills has been unstoppable for us tonight.
Yeah, Wayne Hills not eyeing up that deep ball as much here on this possession. But they are still moving the ball downfield pretty quickly now, as Fitzsimmons will hand it off to Zakarski. Zakarski trying to break to the right side and spinning forward, and somehow picks up a gain of about 4 there.
That was a solid run right there for the Patriots, able to pick up a few yards.
And the tackle there was by Benvenuti, confirming that he's back in the game, seeming his injury was sort of more maybe a cramp or nothing too serious.
Yeah, it's great to see he's okay. He's just such a great ball player. Without him on the field, the game definitely loses a step.
Yeah, so here are the Patriots now, 2nd and 6. Fitzsimmons back to pass, and I believe that was batted down at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up third down now for the Patriots, their second of this drive.
Yeah, the previous third down, they were able to convert through a very strong run from Ethan Zaharski. We'll see if they go back to the run in this case. Maybe just outside of Matt May's field goal range, but a few more yards, and they can definitely kick a field goal. So we'll see if they go for a more conservative play here to maybe get a few yards, maybe barely get the first down, or they'll go for the deep shot, try to do what they did on their first drive.
So third down now for Hills. Motion for Van Hook. Fitzsimmons the handoff, Zakarski. Zakarski still on his feet, and he is almost powered through into the end zone, but he is just short. And that is going to be a great run for the sophomore. And Wayne Hills now in striking distance for their third score of the game.
What an impressive run. 1 defender, not enough. 2 defenders, not enough. 3rd defender, still not enough. The 4th one, almost not enough. He almost broke that one, but he will get taken down. He still wanted extra yards, and it just shows how much he wants to win and how much he wants to just keep pushing that rock and get it to the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a bit of a horse collar attack on the last play, but no call from the refs. But either way, Wayne Hills is in prime position to make it a 3-score game right here.
So with Rappaport's absence, they're going to bring Battaglia in to just give Zakarski a breather. Motion for Van Hook, and Fitzsimmons is going to keep it himself, and he is going to power through into the end zone. And that's going to bring up Wayne Hill's 3rd score of the game. right before the end of the first quarter. They now lead 20-0.
Usually James Wolf will serve as the running quarterback. He gets more scramble looks, but today Fitzsimmons has come out here, and he is just shown out with these big scramble plays, trucking guy, and now he's into the end zone.
Yeah, Fitzsimmons has definitely came into a new dimension later in the season. At the beginning of the season, definitely looked at more of a posse passer as he did last year, but this year, now he definitely looked like he can move a little. Maybe not with like the speed of James Wolf, but he can do it with the physicality seen in a much bigger player. So that's very impressive. And adding this dimension to his game, even this late in his senior year, can definitely help.
Yeah, so the extra point from May was good. So Wayne Hills now leads 21-0 here in just this first quarter. If you're PV, you just have to imagine, you know, what their sideline feels like right now. They're going to need the comeback of a lifetime.
Patriots also already scoring the same amount of points as they scored last week against Sparta. Their offense 10 times better than what it looked like last week. I think it was the win.
Yeah, despite the win, though, I feel like this Patriots team was not satisfied with how they played on offense. I mean, only putting up 21 points with how, you know, powerful your running back core is. I think they were a little embarrassed by the showing they put up by Sparta, but they are really going to make up for it here against the Hornets, and I don't think they're going to hold back one bit. I think they're going to try and make a statement and maybe even have Old Japan think twice coming into their game, if Old Japan wins. So here is May now to kick it back to the Hornets. And it will be returned by Benvenuti from the 10-yard line. Benvenuti trying to cut up the right side, but he is not going to go anywhere, and he is brought down at the 25-yard line.
This is, I want to say a do-or-die drive for Passaic Valley, but it's pretty close to it. Even though it's only the first quarter, plenty of time to come back. They've shown they can come back quickly in the last week's game. Nothing has been going right. They managed to get one big play on that last drive. Other than that, their offense has been completely shut down. Their defense has not been able to stop Wayne Hills in the slightest. This does not look like a team that is able to win this game. They have the players, they have the strength, they have the skill. They just need to turn things around now.
Bagnuolo, a little bit of trickery there. There's Benvenuti rolling out, and he breaks a tackle, powering upfield, and he's going to pick up a gain of about maybe 7 there. And that's a pretty good pickup for Benvenuti.
That was an impressive hesitation by Benvenuti right there. He looked like he was going to get tackled, so he hesitated, waited for the defender to come, then made a move, made another move, and got past 2 or 3 defenders before being taken down and set up second and short for Passaic Valley.
So second and about 3 there for the Hornets. And Benvenuti will come in and play quarterback now. Have to imagine it's another QB sneak. And he's actually going to hand it off to Corrington, and he's going to be brought down behind the line. And the ball comes out, but I believe they whistled it dead. And that's going to be a pretty considerable loss there for the Hornets.
Yeah, that one was whistled dead. I think he dropped it just because the play was over. That one, not a fumble there, so nothing to worry about for Passaic Valley. But a great pressure by Wayne Hills.
Yeah, so that is the end of the first quarter. Wayne Hills leading 21-0. Brandon, what did you see from the Patriots in that first quarter?
From the first play, these teams have not looked at all matched. Wayne Hills has been dominant so far in every single aspect of the game. Passaic Valley has no answers for this Patriots team right now.
All right, Owen, what did you see from the Patriots in that first quarter?
I just saw explosive plays, offense and defense. They are out here. They are electric and ready to play a wonderful game of football. But on the hands of Passaic, they really need to get their drives together. They need to be have more of a connection, more communication between the players. Something is just a little off about their game. There's not too many outstanding factors saying, oh, they've been doing this bad, they've been doing this bad. I think it's just an overall, they need to get the energy back in their way, get their momentum, and if they want to win, they need to put it together some well-planned drives.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But here is a third down now coming up for the Hornets. I mean, like Brandon said, this may not be a do-or-die drive, but this is definitely a drive that the Hornets need if they want to establish themselves as even a factor in this ball game. As the Hornets will take the field. About a 70-yard gap stands between them and 7 points. Motion, that's Berardi. Bagnuolo is going to fire for Corrington, who was blown up trying to reel that in. Vasilopoulos is just, I mean, the player of the postseason, at least on defense, that is.
Michael, I was just about to use that line. He has made impressive plays. Obviously, the game-winning to break up last week, and right here, he makes a huge play, able to go low on a player trying to catch the ball and legally knock it away. They use a lot of force to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, so the Hornets will punt it away. Bagnuolo is their punter. And Van Hook playing a little closer, but he will back up now, just in case PV decides to try and pull a pass play with Bagnuolo in as their punter, and it will roll past the 35-yard line, so a decent punt there, but Wayne Hill's offense has just looked unstoppable here, and I mean, it's going to be really, really tough for PV to get back in this game now.
Wayne Hills will get the ball back yet again, and they'll look to continue to put their foot on the gas and score another touchdown. Every single time they score, it becomes harder and harder for Passaic to come back, especially when they continue to put up zeros on offense.
Yeah, so here's James Wolf taking the field in at quarterback. Van Hook and St. Paul line up together on the left side. Wolf back to pass. Wolf fires for Van Hook. Van Hook turns upfield and is tackled out of bounds. That's going to be a gain of about 5 there for the Patriots.
Van Hook on the out route right there, and he's just such a reliable receiver, and he's wide open right there for the short pass, but these short passes are what have helped Wayne Hills get down in this game.
Wolf the handoff, Zakarski. Zakarski moving upfield, and he's going to pick up that first down, and Wayne Hills just no slowing down for these Patriots as they are just storming down the field drive after drive. And the handoff goes to Zakarski. Zakarski breaking to the left side, and he is just thrown down out of bounds. Little bit of a late tackle there by Ben Venuti, taking out some frustration that this game has probably ensued for him.
Ethan Zaharski has had some very physical plays today, so naturally there's going to be some physical plays both in the center of the field and along the sideline. So while Wayne Hills might not like it, that's the cost of some physicality, and they have used that physicality to their advantage for the most part in this game.
So second and short now for the Patriots. Wolf is going to keep it himself, and maybe just short of that first down marker. It's going to bring up third down for the Patriots. And there is a flag down. And it is after the whistle, so it's going to be a little extracurricular, a little unsportsmanlike conduct maybe.
This is against Wayne Hills. This is a big penalty set. It goes from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 17. Sorry, 3rd and 16, and this would be a huge break for Passaic Valley. If not, it's a backbreaker for PV, who had third down. So either way, a crucial call coming up here.
So it will be enforced against the Patriots. It is an unsportsmanlike conduct, but it is actually on both sides of the football, so they all set. So it still will be 3rd and 1 for the Patriots. Yeah, so both unsportsmanlike conducts for the Hornets and the Patriots. So 3rd and 1 now. The Patriots, no sign of slowing down. Not even the rest can slow them down as Wolf, the handoff, Zakarski picks up that first down and powering through with the help of his offensive line. First down for the Patriots, and they are in enemy territory and driving. And another flag comes out, and another flag after the whistle. So it'll be interesting to see who it's against.
Just judging off the body language of these Passaic Valley players, I believe it is on them. One person seeming like he doesn't agree with the call, saying that he was just defending himself, I believe. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, both of these teams making a couple of workmanlike conduct penalties in a row, as neither team can really afford them. As Wayne Hills, they don't want to take their foot off the pedal, but PV especially can't afford them, as they're already down 21-0 in this game. So losing any players and giving up more yards is definitely not what they want to do.
Yeah, so the refs are taking their time discussing this penalty. It'll definitely be interesting to see who it's against. I'm surprised with such a wide margin that the score is that things are getting a little chippy. It is a personal foul against the defense and a personal foul against the offense. So, and the Wayne Hills Patriot parents are letting the refs hear it now. So the penalties will offset, and it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 40-yard line.
I mean, at this point, if they're just continue offsetting, these penalties don't even mean anything, and it's not really enforcing anything. So it's kind of
a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, kind of contradictory, saying that these just offset. They're just kind of letting these things slide at this point, basically.
Well, not necessarily, because they do reflect on an individual player. If they rack up too many unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in a game, they could be maybe even suspended a game. So they've got to be careful, nevertheless, even if the penalties aren't costing yards right now.
Yeah, that is true. We definitely do not want any Hills players suspended, or even PV players suspended, depending on who wins this game, because they'll have a big test coming up in the sectional final against either West Milford or Old Japan. So a timeout against Wayne Hills, and they're going to use a timeout just to kind of talk things over. I think Coach Demikoff just wants to reel his guys in a little bit, just tell them to keep their heads, not engage with maybe some of this rage bait that PV is trying to use against them.
So far, it's been more of the same for Wayne Hills. Even though the drive has definitely been slowed down due to penalties, they've so far shown a solid offense, some short run plays, some short passes. It's a very consistent offense, though, far for Wayne Hills, and Passaic Valley still haven't found an answer.
Yeah, so the Patriots, short little timeout there as they will take the field back on offense. The second quarter has just barely even gotten started. We're only about a minute and 5 seconds into the second quarter, and it's already felt like an eternity. As here are the Patriots now from the 40-yard line in enemy territory. Wolf is going to take it himself, back to pass, fires downfield for St. Paul, and just overthrows him. St. Paul did a good job getting open there for a split second, but Wolf and St. Paul couldn't quite connect on the pass.
I think Wolf there got a little bit too excited. He saw St. Paul streaking down the field there, and he delivered a little bit too much power there.
Yeah, just overthrown from James Wolf, as it's a tough throw. All those yards and so many defenders in the way, but definitely a missed opportunity.
So Wolf, the handoff now to Zakarski. Zakarski making defenders just look silly out there. And these Hornets just have no answer for the Wayne Hills run game right now.
Yeah, Zaharski has so far just been dominant today. He has been able to get yardage on almost every single play. Not short yardage either, usually up to 8 or 9 yards. And Passaic Valley, he is their biggest issue right now. Zaharski, even though with the loss of Evan Rapport, he can be a one-man show in the backfield.
So here are the Patriots now, 3rd and 1. Wolf is going to run for it himself. And I believe he is going to pick it up and move the chains for the Patriots.
First down, Patriots.
So the Patriots just continuing to just shove the ball down the Hornets' throats right now. Pause.
Yeah, this looks not like a completely different team than the team that came out last week against Sparta, a team that struggles to move the ball, a team that punches a lot. This team looks like that no one can stop them. They look like a team that can take on Old Japan.
So here's Wolf now back to pass. Wolf has some time, firing for St. Paul and overthrows him again. And the Wolf-St. Paul connection has just not been there on this series here.
Very similar to the one that just happened there, and it just goes way over his head. Their connection has to get a little bit more steady if they want to get these big completions.
That was an incredible route. That was an incredible route from Cherno St. Paul right there, as he does a stop and go route that makes the defenders look silly. As Michael said earlier, it was a total. He looked like he was on a go route, then a comebacker, and then another go route, and unfortunately just not able to make the connection.
So 2nd and long now, and Wolf will hand it off to Zakarski. Zakarski has the left side, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 5 there, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and medium for the Patriots.
Third down right here for Wayne Hills, as they have perfect on. Actually, they have gotten all their third downs but one in this game so far. So interesting what they do here. They've given the ball to Zaharsky a lot in the situations, and it's likely they'll continue to do it again. But don't sleep on the pass to either David Van Hook or Cherno St. Paul.
Wolf, another handoff to Zakarski, breaking to the left side. A stiff arm, and he is pushed out of bounds just past the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up 1st and goal for these Patriots.
Great balance by Zakarski to keep in bounds, just staying there just for the extra couple yards. He could have very well gone down a few yards back, but he wants to push to get every single yard he can to make this 1st and goal easier.
Handoff to Zaharsky, and they're pushing, and they keep pushing. The shove and the score. Touchdown, Patriots. Zaharsky gets his 2nd of the game, and Wayne Hills makes it 27-0 early in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, Wayne Hills just continuing to assert their dominance here in this football game, and May will come in to try and tack on the extra point and make this possibly 28-0. And we are just starting the 2nd quarter. The kick is up, and it is perfect. And Wayne Hills now leads 28-0 here in this football game. And PV's hopes, I mean, I just have to imagine they're destroyed right now. This is almost, for high school football, this is almost impossible to come back from, especially with the way this game has looked so far.
Right there on that last run, both Zaharsky showed his physicality, but the offensive line showed how good their run blocking is. They were able to essentially pick up Zaharsky and carry him into the end zone, and they are just outsizing the Hornets.
The big men up front have been working all night long on defense, on offense. They have just been spectacular, and they keep making their names known and keep putting a great impact on the game.
Yeah, so here are the Patriots now. I'm going to give the ball back to PV, who has just struggled all night on offense. It's just been a rough contest for this PV football team here. So here's May now to kick the ball back off to the Hornets. And it's a high kick into the end zone. And PV will have the ball at the 20-yard line to start their next possession.
Passaic Valley needs to do something on this drive if they want to win this game. I'd say it is a do-or-die drive at this point now. Nothing good has happened for this Passaic Valley offense. They've been stagnant, lackluster. Every adjective you could use to describe them not moving efficiently can be used in this situation. The Hornets have had no match for the Patriots defense so far. They've had one decent play, and other than that, they've been stopped at the line of scrimmage for the most part. They need a big drive to at least get a score, and even if that doesn't put them right back in this game, it at least makes it somewhat respectable as we get closer to halftime.
Yeah, so here are the Hornets now. Bagnuolo, the handoff to Corrington, and it's not really going to go anywhere. Maybe a gain of about 4 there.
Chris Battaglia, number 7, and number 58.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Hornets.
Anthony Perez.
And here are the Hornets now coming out of their huddle. And they just continue to run the ball. I mean, I don't know how they're going to, climb this 28-point mountain by just running the ball. They're going to have to take some shots here and there. Bagnuolo back to pass. Under pressure, rolling out, facing pressure, and he is brought down and sacked behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of maybe 5 there, and Wayne Hills just suffocating this Hornets offense.
That was such a great play by this defensive line right there. Forced him left, and where he had no blockers, and they were able to surround him for a sack that maybe was made by 2 or 3 Patriots defenders. And that is just a microcosm of what has happened for this Passaic Valley offense tonight.
I believe that was Kenny Williams on the sack, the sophomore, just getting in there and disrupting the game and just making it very difficult for this PV offense to operate here. So 3rd and 11 now for the Hornets. This may be 4-down territory. Bagnuolo back to pass, rolling out, under pressure. Sean George chasing him, and he's just going to have to throw it away. Sean George just applying so much pressure to Bagnuolo. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Hornets.
Sean George has been such a valuable piece on this defensive line for Wade Hills this year. And right there, he puts the pressure on yet again. He has proved a problem to every single quarterback that Wayne Hills has played. And they'll have to punt it away yet again.
Yeah, so here are the Hornets now. Benvenuti now in to punt it away. And it is a decent punt. Van Hook will return from the 45. Van Hook shooting upfield, has the left side of the field. Benvenuti, Sean George blocking out in front. Van Hook into the end zone. Touchdown, David Van Hook. And Wayne Hills now leading 34-0. And we are just halfway through this 2nd quarter, and there is a penalty marker down.
If this one stands, man, this will be Van Hook's 2nd punt return touchdown of the season. He has been great, not only as a receiver, but as a returner. And I believe this will stand maybe some after the play.
Yeah, I thought the penalty occurred after he scored the touchdown. I thought they threw the flag a little late there, so I think it would be a little cheap if they decide to back them up on what should be a touchdown.
David Van Hook is just such an incredible athlete. He can do it all on the football field. Last week we saw more of his defensive side, as the touchdown will stand.
The touchdown is good.
So the referee just explaining to Coach Demikoff what occurred on that play. I mean, I'd like for him to explain it to the stands first.
I think we need to give the referees one of those big mics that go through the speakers to tell us what the penalties are. It'd be very helpful. And if anyone's listening, please get this.
So the refs are now talking to the Passaic Valley coach. Not really sure what the conversations are about. I mean, I'm not really even sure what the penalty was on Van Hook's punt return touchdown. So here is May now to kick the extra point. And the kick is good, and Wayne Hills now leads 35-0 here, halfway to go in this second quarter. Wayne Hills scored 35 points the last time they played PV, and they already have 35 points here, and we got a lot of time left to play.
On pace for 70 points or more in a playoff game is a statement and a half. And whoever they play next week has got to be worried.
Yeah, I definitely do believe Wayne Hills is trying to make a statement here. You know, whether it be, you know, because whoever they're playing next week, or maybe just because they feel like they didn't play their best game against Sparta, and they're trying to prove that that was no fluke win over the Spartans, as they already have 35 points compared to PV's 0. Here, just 6 minutes played in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're on pace for over 93 points right now. They're probably not going to score 93 points, but either way, an impressive offensive showing already for the Patriots. And impressive defense is showing too. They still have not allowed a single point to the Hornets.
Yeah, so here is May now to kick the ball off to Passaic Valley, and Passaic Valley just, their offense has had a really rough time here. And it's a squib kick, and it's going to be returned by Benvenuti. Benvenuti cutting to the middle of the field, gets past the 30-yard line. He's not really going to go anywhere.
Benvenuti on the kickoff return. Number 58, Anthony Perez on the tackle.
Yeah, so I believe I thought I saw Benvenuti in that quarterback for a second, but I think it's still Bagnuolo. No, it is Benvenuti in that quarterback.
If Passaic Valley doesn't score before halftime, it'll be a running clock to start the second half. And in that case, it'll almost definitely be impossible for Passaic Valley to come back if it isn't already. So they at least need to score something before halftime if they want to at least
motion
try to have a comeback.
The fakes the handoff. Benvenuti making a man miss, trying to make some magic happen, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go for Benvenuti.
No game on the play.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Hornets. And, I mean, this may be their last game of the season. I'm really not sure why they keep trying to run the ball. It's been ineffective all game, and they've only a couple shots downfield. As Bagnuolo in, back to pass, rolling out, play action. Bagnuolo under pressure. He's just going to loft one to the sideline. Great pressure by the Wayne Hills defense, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Hornets.
They've tried the rollout pass a couple of times, but I'm not sure if he can actually complete the rollout pass. Both times he just did not look like he can get a throw off on the run, and that's okay because not a lot of high school quarterbacks can. But in that case, they're kind of throwing him to the wolves by having him run the same play over and over, and once again, it's 3rd and 10. It seems like the same thing is happening every drive for Passaic Valley, and they're refusing to change it up.
Yeah, so here are the Patriots just trying to just absolutely dominate this PV team. I mean, I have to imagine they're going to try and hold them to 0 points all game long. I believe that's Justin Lewis in at quarterback. Oh, wait, no. Justin Lewis is lined up to Bagnuolo's side. Bagnuolo back to pass, rolling out, play action under pressure, and he is brought down by Perez. What a play by Anthony Perez. Bringing him down for the sack, and that's going to bring up a 4th and long for the Patriots.
Another sack, just adding on to their total. This defensive pass rush has looked like the best in New Jersey tonight. They are just throwing people at them.
And their run defense, too. I mean, they have stopped Passaic Valley on pretty much every aspect of the game. As this defensive line, they have been one of the best aspects of this Patriots team all season. But tonight, they're on a whole nother level.
So Benvenuti will punt it away to Van Hook after Van Hook's touchdown. And Van Hook is just going to let it bounce at the 35-yard line. And Wayne Mills will have the ball with pretty decent field position.
If you did catch that on the broadcast, Braden Verret just laid out somebody. Insane blocking, especially from a wide receiver / safety / corner-ish positioning. So it just proves how physical this Wayne Hills team is. All of them can block. All of them can make big plays. All of them are strong, and they can really show it.
The Patriots' well-roundedness has definitely been a key aspect of their success this year, and they have definitely shown it off. And that's well-roundedness in 2 aspects. Well-roundedness as a team with having a great variety of depth in players, but also well-roundedness within individual players and having different skill sets of speed and strength within each player. So it's interesting to see how that plays out on the field. It is doing excellent tonight.
Fitzsimmons the handoff to Zakarski, and he's not really going to go anywhere. A gain of maybe 2 there.
It's one of the few times Zakarski's been stopped all game.
Going to bring up 2nd down for the Patriots. I have to imagine that Wayne Hills is in no rush now to try and score, as we're inside 4 minutes to go here in this first half.
They already had their secondary running CJ Puglisi in, which is a very positive sign for the Patriots that they think they're in a good position. Scoreboard agrees.
So here's Fitzsimmons back to pass. He's going to fire. He's got DiArgenio. DiArgenio powering through and gets past midfield into enemy territory, and he's going to pick up the 1st down for the Patriots.
DiArgenio's got a lot of speed for a tight end, and he shows it off right there. As I can't name a player on this Patriots offense that doesn't have some degree of speed and some degree of strength. And that is what makes them so hard to tackle, so hard to guard, and so hard to stop them from scoring.
So here are the Patriots now after the 1st down pickup. Fitzsimmons and Puglisi together in the backfield. Fitzsimmons, the handoff. Puglisi powering through. Puglisi picks up the 1st down and tacks on a little bit more. And he's going to pick up another 1st down. This sophomore looks great.
Puglisi has had a number of impressive plays this season. Even though he may not be a starter for this Patriots team, he likely will be, especially after Rappaport or Zaharski is gone. And he can definitely show that he can play on varsity. He can run just as, maybe not as well as the other running backs, but on a similar level, as he looks very comfortable here against this Passaic Valley defense.
So here are the Patriots now, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Fitzsimmons, the handoff. Puglisi powering through. And he's going to get a gain of about 4 there. Not a huge pickup for Puglisi, but he has looked very solid to start his postseason debut.
No rush for the Patriots right here, as it'll be interesting to see whether they try to tack on more points for halftime or they'll just try to run out the clock. Either way, the Patriots are in a very good position right here, as they can kind of do whatever they want for the most part, and Passaic Valley so far can only watch.
So 2nd and 8 now for the Patriots. Fitzsimmons taking his time with the snap count. Hands it off. Puglisi powering through again. And he's going to pick up a pretty good gain there, a gain of about 5, and he's going to be short of that first down marker by 1 or 2 yards.
Third down right here as time continues to tick away, as it looks like they're content to just let this first half run out. Carter Jones in at receiver. Patriots.
So here are the Patriots now. 3rd and 2 yards to go to the line to gain. But Simmons just taking his time as the clock ticks down here in this first half as Puglisi just powering forward, man on a mission, picks up the first down and a little bit more. Great pickup for CJ Puglisi. So 1st and 10 now for the Patriots from the 19-yard line. And time is just ticking down here in this first half, and I believe the Patriots are just going to let that clock expire. So before we send things off to halftime, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst Performance and Rehab. Catalyst was created to bridge the gap between rehabilitation and performance training, giving you the most comprehensive approach to your health. Check out our new location in Oakland, New Jersey, Catalyst Loft, offering yoga and Pilates group classes, massage therapy, chirotherapy, and rehab. And The Grove, for all your catering and special event needs, call 973-239-0270, a luxury New Jersey wedding venue for your unique love story. On the biggest day of your life, you'll be focused on each other. We'll be focused on you and only you. And by Alliance Performance, the official performance and recovery sponsor of Wayne Hills football, helping our athletes stay strong, recover fast, and play their best. Alliance Performance, where champions are made. Well, that's going to do it for the first half. Wayne Hills leading 35-0. Second half action when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the Patriot Marching Band. They are 54 strong, 45 musicians, and 9 color guard under the direction of Annie Pascal. Band officers are drum majors Fernanda Badillo and Skylar Maxwell, drum captain Zoe Brenner, pit captain Jason Schulman, guard captains Lexi Guevaras and Delaney LaRusso, President Audrey Marnick, Vice President Mia Guzman, Secretary Delaney LaRusso, Publicity Sadie Valencia, Librarians Zoe Brenner, Baru Koskin, Molly Plach, and Nadia Copton. Recruiting officer Julia Herzko. Equipment managers Ivor Badi, Haruki Don, Kieran Shorkata, and Preston Wang. Uniform manager Daniel Colton. Rookie representative Dean Ozoka. The performance tonight again, a hero's journey, a call to adventure. The quest begins. The trial of strength and the triumph. The Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band. A standing round of applause is in order. Let's welcome the Wayne Hills cheerleaders. They will be doing their Raiderette performance. Ladies and gentlemen, the 50-50 this evening has $305 going to the holder of the winning ticket. The number is 234906. 234906. Again, that winning number 234906.
Allegedly. For the second half of action here, Wayne Hills with a prominent lead, 35-0, putting up 35 points in that first half, and they are just really applying pressure to this PV defense and just their team as a whole. Wayne Hills defense and offense have just looked outstanding in the first half, and it's going to be interesting to see, what Wayne Hills does here. I mean, I know they're trying to make a statement here and just, score as much as possible, but it'll be interesting to see if they just relax up a little bit here.
I mean, they've definitely been in situations where they've had a big lead with a running clock before, and in that case, they kind of just handed the ball off, usually to CJ Puglisi or Carter Jones, and let the game run. So they'll likely employ a similar strategy here as they did at the end of the first half. As for Passaic Valley, they're probably just going to try to point a few points on the board as they're just trying to end their season with a little positivity.
So the ball will bounce and will be returned by Benvenuti. Benvenuti trying to cut up the middle of the field, and he is just going to be tackled short of the 30-yard line. And Passaic Valley will start with not bad field position.
Benvenuti on the kickoff return, brought down by a platoon of Patriots.
This Wayne Hills defense has just been applying so much pressure to Baglio. I mean, their defensive line, Sean George, Anthony Perez, Kenny Williams, they have just been absolutely changing this game as Benvenuti's in at quarterback. He's going to try the QB sneak and roll out. He's got a little bit of room, but he's brought down by Perez, just getting past that line of scrimmage. About no gain there.
Good blocking there, but it's just not enough to stop the rush of Wayne Hills defenders in there. He was looking to kind of dictate where his O-linemen were going, a little bit of his out receivers, kind of get them to block, but it just really wasn't working there.
Yeah, so it's going to be second and 8 for the Hornets here. Bagnuolo comes back in at quarterback. Corrington lined up behind him. Lewis to his left. The handoff, fakes it. Bagnuolo rolling out under pressure. Perez is right there, and Bagnuolo is just going to flip it out of bounds. Great pressure applied from Anthony Perez in this Wayne Hills defense.
Yeah, just great job by the defensive line with the pressure, too. He's had no time to throw, pressured almost immediately as this Passaic Valley offensive line has not held up in the slightest.
Yeah, so a third down coming up for PV on their first series, on their first possession of the game, of the second half, excuse me. And, I'm feeling a sense that they've given up on the inside. They're not really trying to move the ball with the pass game, and that's really what they need here, is to just take some shots downfield. You're down by 5 scores. If you want to make this game interesting, you gotta want it. Bagnuolo rolling out now, play action. He's gonna fire downfield, and a leaping catch is made by Berardi. I believe they're saying it is complete, and that's gonna move the chains for actually, I think they're saying it was incomplete. He did not get his feet in bounds. That's going to bring a 4th down for the Hornets.
I don't know why they keep trying the rollout pass. It didn't work the first time, and it has not worked since. I don't think they've completed a single pass that way, and yet they try it on almost every single possession.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. They just seem to be going back to the same playbook that just hasn't been working, not really trying to switch anything up. So much it's just been, really, it seems like they're giving up on changing up the plays.
Benvenuti, a high punt to Van Hook, and he's going to track that down. Van Hook shooting upfield, breaks some tackles. Van Hook, what a return. David Van Hook, after his touchdown, has just done a great job on these punt returns all season.
Now we'll see a Wayne Hills offense that will probably just run the ball, try to waste even more clock as they can, especially with the already running clock, and just try to get out of here without any injuries.
Yeah, so Wayne Hills, who is most likely going to be the winner of this game, will play either West Milford, a team who they have not faced all season, or Old Japan, a team they faced not too long ago, where they were defeated, I'd say, pretty easily, even though Hills put up, I think, I don't know if I'm going to remember this right. I think it was 23 points. It was around that. They put up to the mid-20s in points.
I think it was 47-28.
That's Puglisi powering forward. He's going to pick up a gain of about 4 there, 5. But Old Japan obviously dominated that game against Wayne Hills. I mean, I don't think Wayne Hills was ready to play a team like Old Japan initially, but I do think if they play each other again, Wayne Hills will definitely be more prepared, and they'll be ready to play a dominant powerhouse like Old Japan.
Old Japan is still a very, very tough team, make no mistake about it. Wayne Hills, in all likelihood, will have a very, very tough test in the road next week.
So 2nd and 6 now for the Patriots. Probably just going to continue running it with Puglisi, as Puglisi will try to find some room in the middle, but he can't get there. It's probably going to be no gain there. And we are already just halfway through this 3rd quarter. It's going to bring a 3rd down for the Patriots. So we just looked at the score of the Old Japan West Milford game.
The game has ended. Old Japan defeated West Milford 40-0.
And, I mean, I'm not surprised. We knew Old Japan was that good, but Old Japan has so far let up no points in this postseason. That's kind of crazy to think about. So here are the Patriots now, 3rd and 6. Puglisi powering forward, has a hole. Puglisi out in front. Touchdown, CJ Puglisi. The sophomore making some noise in this already devastating game for Passaic Valley.
CJ Puglisi can roll and rumble with the big guys, and he darts to the end zone right there to put Wayne Hills up. Now 6 scores.
Quit farming. So here's May now to make this potentially a 42-0 ball game. And just that's gonna, I believe they're gonna be just 1 score short of their season high for points. And May will nail the extra point, and Wayne Hills has already doubled the amount of points they've scored than they did in round 1 against Sparta.
And we were just talking about how Old Japan was winning 40-0. And now Hills is up 42-0. I mean, if you want to look just back at the Old Japan game and say, oh, Hills is out of this, But you can look at these scores of these games and say, hey, it's going to be a competitive game no matter what.
It'll be impossible to tell until we see both teams on the field again. But I think there's a Wayne Hills team that is a lot stronger, has faced a lot more tougher competition, and will be more prepared to take on a team of the magnitude of the Golden Knights.
So here are the Patriots now. They're going to kick the ball back off to Passaic Valley. I just think this Passaic Valley team is just defeated. So, like I said, Passaic Valley just looking defeated. They just don't look like they want it anymore. Like, it looks like since those first 2 scores, they just haven't really wanted to make this a contest, as Berardi is going to try and make some magic happen. He gets to the 30-yard line. Not a bad return for him. And PV with decent field position now.
I think that's also a testament to just how effective this Wayne Hills defense is. Passaic Valley is probably trying as hard as they possibly can, but Wayne Hills defense is so effective, it makes them look like they're not trying. And that is a testament to the work of the defensive line and Sean George, Vasily Vasilopoulos, David Van Hook, Braden Veray, the many Evan Tybel, the many players on this line, these linebackers that make this team so good. Troy Demikoff, Luke Bacchioni, I could go all day.
So here are the Hornets now. Baglio, the handoff to Corrington, and he's not really going to go anywhere. It's going to be a gain of only about 5 there.
Corrington, after that one big carry to start off his game today, really hasn't done as much as we expected. I mean, he really got our hopes very high, and now he's been sort of silent for the rest of the game. It's interesting to see if he can maybe bolster some more as the clock winds down.
Benvenuti is going to hand it off to Corrington. Corrington finds a gap. Corrington shooting upfield, breaks the tackle, and he is just short of that 50-yard line. First down for Passaic Valley. And I just, despite that carry, I just like to go back to what Owen was saying, that Corrington was a prominent player in that Passaic Valley versus Passaic Valley game last week, and I think that's just a testament to how much Wayne Hills' run defense has improved since week 1. I mean, we saw week 1 with Jake Long and West Essex. Jake Long was just running all over the Wayne Hills Patriots, and now this Wayne Hills team just looks a lot better on the run defense.
They also struggled a lot against Esteban, the Valley running back. So the fact that they've improved since then shows a lot about this team and their willingness to get better week after week.
So that's Benvenuti with the QB carry, and he is going to pick up a game about 4 there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down for the Hornets.
Patriots on the tackle.
And the clock is just continuing to run here as we are inside 1 minute to play here in this 3rd quarter. So here are the Hornets now. Benvenuti continuing to play quarterback here. And he's going to run it himself, shooting upfield, finds a hole, powering forward. Benvenuti picks up the first down and a little bit more inside Wayne Hills territory. They're at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Wayne Hills has some defensive players that usually don't get as much playing time, and Passaic Valley is taking advantage of that right here as they're able to make a little more progress. Though this Wayne Hills defense, despite having almost no one they normally do, whether it be on the line or in their secondary, they are still putting up a decent fight against this Passaic Valley first team, showing just how much depth this Wayne Hills team has.
And that is going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. But before we start the 4th quarter, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. So tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by the following: Catalyst Performance and Rehab. Catalyst was created to bridge the gap between rehabilitation and performance training, giving you the most comprehensive approach to your health. Check out our new location in Oakland, New Jersey, Catalyst Loft, offering yoga and Pilates group classes, massage therapy, chirotherapy, and rehab. And The Grove. For all your catering and special event needs, call 973-239-0270. A luxury New Jersey wedding venue for your unique love story. On the biggest day of your life, you'll be focused on each other. We'll be focused on you and only you. And by Alliance Performance, the official performance and recovery sponsor of Wayne Hills football, helping our athletes stay strong, recover fast, and play their best. Alliance Performance, where champions are made. So here we are as we start this fourth quarter, just continuing the running clock here. And this is a game that has just been well out of reach. I mean, even since the first quarter, Wayne Hill's just dominating on both sides of the balls. Baglio, the pass to Benvenuti. Benvenuti has a blocker, breaks some tackles. Benvenuti out in front, and he is brought down just short of that 15-yard line. Pretty big gain there for Benvenuti and the Hornets.
Yeah, Benvenuti showing off the skills right there. As he is definitely a tremendous player with a lot of athleticism. It's just the Wayne Hills defense that has shut him down tonight. That doesn't detract from the great season he's had and what a great player he is.
And so PV, this might be the deepest they've been in Wayne Hills territory all night.
Also want to mention that this is Benvenuti the senior, so this will be his final game.
Yeah, so he's just trying to leave it all on the field. Benvenuti now with the quarterback keeper powering through. He's going to pick up a gain of about 5 there, maybe 6. It's going to bring up 2nd and short now for the Hornets.
Passaic Valley approaching Wayne Hills territory as they're looking to get some points so they're not completely shut out. And, that definitely doesn't make the score look as bad. The 0 is obvious and glaring when it exists at the end of the game. And if they can wipe that off the board, definitely won't be considered a positive for PV, but it will make it slightly better as they go into the offseason and they begin their training cycle until next September.
So here's Benvenuti back in at quarterback, sending motion for Corrington. Benvenuti's going to keep it himself, powering forward, putting his head down. I believe picking up that first down. It's going to bring up 1st and goal for Passaic Valley.
Puglisi hit on the tackle.
And Wayne Hills got a lot of reserves in at defense. All starters on the sideline. And they are just resting their bodies, getting ready for the sectional final against Old Tappan.
Game will be in Old Tappan, so they won't have the Patriots student section.
Benvenuti taking it himself, breaking outside, diving for the pylon. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Hornets. Their first of the game comes in the fourth quarter, and it's from the senior wide receiver / quarterback, Benvenuti, Dante Benvenuti.
Good for him to get into the end zone there. I mean, he is a senior. That if that is the final touchdown of the game, then that would be his final touchdown of his career. So it's good that he's getting one in his final game, and congrats to the senior.
And so here is Benvenuti to tack on the extra point and make this a 42-7 ball game. And he doinks it right off the left upright, and Benvenuti, who's usually a solid kicker, misses the extra point. So 42-6, Wayne Hill's still leading.
That is just a microcosm of how this game has gone for Passaic Valley. Even what seems like a gimme has just been off the upright and no good, figuratively speaking. Wayne Hills looks dominant today, and despite Sparta being a 17 and Passaic Valley being a 3 seed, I'd argue it's pretty clear that Sparta put up a much stronger fight against the Patriots than the Hornets. And I think that's a testament to shows how the seeds don't matter as much. Maybe what happened before going into the game doesn't matter as much as what happens on the field. And that shows that any team has a chance in any game. Sure, Hills might be the major underdogs next week, but do not count them out yet. They're a very strong team, and if any team in this section can put up with Old Japan, it is the Wayne Hills Patriots.
Yeah, I do agree. I think Sparta was a little underseeded due to the power points aspect. They were a very solid team with a very solid offense. And they nearly beat Wayne Hills if it wasn't for Vasily Vasilopoulos extending their season. And he's extended it all the way to the sectional final. As Ben Venuti will try an onside kick. It's recovered by Anthony Perez. So Wayne Hills with great field position, but I doubt they're going to try and do anything with it, as we are just under 7 minutes here to play in this fourth quarter. Yeah, so this Wayne Hills offense, just a lot of young guys in there. I mean, James Wolf, I don't want to poke fun at James Wolf right here, but he isn't the tallest person you know. I'd say he's around 5'9", 5'10", but he might be the tallest offensive player that they have on the field right now.
But these guys aren't even that much younger than the guys they normally put on the field. And the team's youth is another key aspect. This team is not just going to be good this year, but it's going to be good next year and maybe even the year after that, because it's just how many players they have from different grades that can play well on the field. This is a very young team.
So here is Wolf now. 1st and 10 from the 45. Wayne Hill's own 45. Wolf the handoff. I believe that's to Jones there, Carter Jones. And he's going to pick up a gain of about 2 or 3. Not much there. As Wayne Hills is just going to continue to milk this clock and just bring us all the way to the end of the game.
Carter Jones on the carry.
Time continuing to take care on Wayne Hill's victory. And I'd argue Passaic Valley put up more of a fight last time they played. It was equally as much of a lopsided affair, but there they managed to score 14, as they might in this one. But Wayne Hills came out with a fury at the last game of Sparta. They feel like they should have played better, and they played a million times better than this one.
So Wolf the handoff to Jones, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. Not going to go anywhere. Maybe even a loss there. It's going to bring up 3rd and long now for the Patriots. Could be a future pass play for these young receivers.
And you were, Brandon, you were talking about how they were angry about the Sparta game, and I really feel like they took what they didn't have in the Sparta game and brought it to here. Every bit of energy or the points that they missed, they just brought it over to this one, and the score reflects that.
I mean, you'll never get a perfect game as a football team, or any sport in that matter, but this is as close to a perfect game as Wayne Hills could have played.
And so here is 3rd and 9 now for the Patriots. James Wolf in the shotgun. Brian Vidari is next to Wolf in the backfield. Wolf is going to hand it off, and he is just immediately met behind the line of scrimmage. Great play by the Hornets defense, and that's going to be a 4th down for the Patriots. May coming in to punt it away, which we usually see Van Hook, but May is going to test his luck as punter.
Ryan Vidori, number 28,
At this point, they're starting to kick it away, and their offense may not come back on the field. And high snap, he'll have to run it, maybe a fake. And they get the fake punt. An impressive play by Matt May. I don't know if it was intentional or the snap was just a little too high, but either way, Matt May showing off that he has some speed too. I said earlier how every player has speed and strength on this team. Turns out even the kicker does.
And so Matt May taking a broken play and turning it into a 1st down for the Patriots.
First down, Patriots on the 43.
I don't know whether if that was a broken play or if he just really wanted to get that. I mean, in a game like this, it's kind of the only time when you can attempt something like that, and I think he just wants to add it to his resume.
Yeah, I'm not sure what resume Matt May can put on one first down on for a job application, but I guess it's something.
Matt May, one of the unspoken heroes of this team. He is, for the most part, automatic.
So the handoff to Jones. He's going to power through and pick up a gain of about 2 there.
Number 15, Carter Jones on the carry.
Carter Jones has shown some solid plays over the course of this season. Even though he usually doesn't get until the end of the game, he is definitely molded into a very consistent player, and maybe next year he can see some starting times.
So here are the Patriots now. Time ticking down as we are just at that 2-minute mark. Second and 8. Wolf taking his time, letting this clock really run down. Wolf, the handoff to his running back. That's going to be about a no gain there for the Patriots. Actually, a loss of 1. It's going to be a 3rd and 10.
Under 2 minutes to go now, and Wayne Hills, very little to work on from this game, and a lot of momentum they can take next week into the Titan that looms over the metaphorical city of this section, and that being Old Japan. Old Japan unbeaten this year, one of the top teams in any section or group in this state. It should be a great game next week in northern New Jersey.
So 3rd and 10 now. Wolf the handoff, and the Wayne Hills running back is brought down far behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down. And we're inside the 1-minute mark, and Wayne Hills is starting to celebrate on their sideline as they are already looking forward to next week.
I'm looking forward to next week as well, Michael. This should be a great game.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting sectional final. Both teams met each other before. One team looks like the far better team initially, but this Wayne Hills team, I think, it may be crazy to say, but I think they've improved since the last time they played. And I think Wayne Hills knows how to deal with a team like Old Japan now. The handoff to Marcus James is not really going to go anywhere, and that's going to be it. Wayne Hills picks up the win, and they advance to a sectional final, and they will face Old Japan in that sectional final game next week at Old Japan. Well, that wraps it up. Once again, tonight's final score, 42-6. We will see you next week as the Patriots will meet Old Japan on the road at Old Japan for a chance to win a sectional final. So on behalf of the entire Wayne Hills TV crew, good night, and we will see you right back here next Friday.